We'll do it live. Keep doing what you're doing, man. It's awesome.
Alrighty, it's time to talk about something that's been taking up some space in my head. Whoa, door's about to fall off, and that is the future of Donnie. What are we going to do with you, Donnie? You've been so much fun. You're clean. You're a nice car. You're a very simple setup, and you've been 1170s on the street with the draggy hit. So, what are we gonna do with you? Let's go for a drive while we figure it out. I don't know if you guys are like me, but some of the best thinking I do is when I drive. When I want to think about a subject matter or I want to work things out, I go for a ride and just figure things out, because I don't know, that's the only time you're kind of just sitting still and figuring things out. So the other day I mentioned, what is the future of Donnie, right? Look at the steering wheel. It's all, it needs a little bit of TLC. So obviously I have a decent amount of cars, and a lot of them are kind of doing the same thing. Collier is a drag car. The GT500 is a drag car. And the Corvette is going to be like a fast street car, like a roll situation. I think that'll be the best use case for that vehicle. But Donnie is kind of in limbo. And I was like, well, what am I going to do with this car? It drives great. It's got an 18 manifold, PMAS Colder, LU47s, E85. And it's been 11.7 in the quarter out on a draggy, and I don't doubt that it'll do it in a track, because if it did it on the street, it'll do it on the track. It's not a problem. I don't need to drive 5 hours to prove that. But as fun as it is, you always want a little more. So I want to try to progress. And what would be the next logical step? Now, I've told you guys the whole full bolt-on stuff. Forget it. If you want to save money, or go faster for less money. If you wanted to go fast tomorrow with this thing, I would definitely tell you boost it. Now, TVS supercharger would be awesome. I have two vehicles with TVSs. A Paxton supercharger would be awesome. But then I started thinking back about all of the bracketry and the bullshit and the belt slip and the slippery slope that it is installing a Paxton style supercharger, Vortex style, a centrifugal on your vehicle. And I was like, yeah, I just don't want to go through that either, because I'm going to have to, their gear ratio is going to have to go up numerically from 315 to 355 or 373. So I'm like, well, let me think about it. Torque converter might have to change, yada, yada, yada. So I started going back through some videos, and the most fun, just fun and worry-free fun I've had is with the red car. The red car was a Billy Badass boosted car right off the rip when I bought it from BMP, and it stayed that way for a long time. Then it sort of went in limbo, right? It just kind of sat there, didn't do anything. Someone got in and crashed it, fixed that. And then I just decided, let's see if we can do some NA stuff. At the time, I had a very good tech that was doing some work, so I said, throw some 373s in there, get a 350 manifold in it, 350 throttle body, and a PMAS Cold Air, and see what it does. And the son of a bitch was in the 11s really fast, and I started thinking, this could be fun. Like, this could be a fun 11-second, easy, fun car. Then we installed the high stall converter, 6F, from Circle D, which I don't think they offer anymore. So, obviously that's something that I'm gonna have to look at. Let me get on the on-ramp here. 80,000 miles. The transmission is perfect. The suspension is pretty done. So why not see if you can go quicker NA? Obviously, I think we've come to the end of the road when it comes to this specific setup with the 18 manifold, stock throttle body, and a PMAS. So the next logical step is to throw a set of cams in it and a high revving intake like a Cobra Jet. But then, you know, you're like, shit, what are you doing, right? What are you doing? So what's a Cobra Jet intake run? Well, if you're looking at throttle body, cold air, intake on its own, it's well over $1,500. Well over $1,500. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but what you get for those $1,500 is not necessarily more power. All you're doing is you're moving the peak RPM later in the RPM, so it'll arguably be lazier down low. So I'm like, all right, I don't know if I want to do that, but if I do numerically raise the rear gear ratio to like a 355 or 373, which is probably going to be the best thing to do for the NA side of things, if I go NA, then that Cobra Jet will work better, but it won't be to its full potential, because with the stock cylinder heads, stock springs, stock everything, I'm kind of tapping out at 7,700 or 7,500 RPMs. Kind of tapping out there. So cams, right? If I do install a set of comp cams, you might have to upgrade the springs also, because if you're going to get a high revving intake, high revving cams, and then you're going to limit yourself to like 7,900 to 8,100 RPMs, then to me that's silly. So I want to see if it's worth the stock bottom end. It's not going to break. It's just going to rev really high. If I can get the car to shift at 8,300, but again, knowing that I have a Cobra Jet, twin 65mm throttle body, or a monoblade, PMAS 120, E85, LU47s, comp cam stage 3 NAs, and a set of springs. You know, you're going to be into everything for like $4,000. And again, this is why I say boost would be another maybe $500 to $800, and you'd go faster. It's just a matter of fact. So I already have enough fast vehicles, right? I'm going to have that Corvette. I have Collier, that's like an 860 car, and the GT500 makes damn near 21, 22 pounds of boost, which is probably 900 wheel. Why not have a super reliable NA car? I don't want to chase NA numbers. I don't want to be the fastest NA anything. But the red car, when it was running 1130s, 1140s on the street, was so much fun. It was just really fun, reliable. I knew I wasn't going to blow it up. And I think that's the attractive trait of building this car specifically, NA. I am not going to put a 13-to-1, 14-to-1 motor in it. No way. This is like stock bottom end stuff. Do not modify the engine at all, except the valve train. And had Games Motorworks said, hey, send me a set of heads, I'll port them for you. And I'm like, so it's not about money per horsepower specifically if I do go NA, it's more about being able to race more people. The moment the GT500 comes out, you know, the moment you race anything that makes under 800, you're perceived to be puppy kicking, unless it's a 2,800 pound Fox body. And how many 2,800 pound Fox bodies are cruising the neighborhood in West Palm Beach? Not that many. But hell, a lot of Z06s, a lot of ZR1s, a lot of C8s, a lot of C7s, a lot of everything is out and about. McLarens, Lambos, stuff like that. So, but the GT500 just looks fast. This does not look fast at all. This looks like a everyday, not that serious car. But with 373s, Cobra Jet, cams, you know, it might be a lot of fun, but not that fast. So the goal, if I go NA with this car specifically, would probably be somewhere in the 1080 range. And again, right now it's a 11.7 car. So to get a full second out of it NA, yeah, it's going to need a decent amount of work. It's going to need to rev higher. It's going to need to make more horsepower at peak levels. And you're going to have to keep the transmission shifting in a happy zone, which means you're going to have to change the rear gear ratio to about a 373 with like a 275 tire, And I think that'll be like right in the sweet spot. And this is based on the experience that I had in the red car. The red car was gonna go that route, but at that time, you know, I needed the money for from the red car in terms of sales to like keep progressing with the other projects, and I couldn't really stick there and put money into another car. Things are different now. I have 4 project cars. Okay, think about it. When you're talking about building a fast car, how much attention it takes, how much time it takes, how much money it takes. So I have Collier, the Blue GT500, twin turboing the Corvette, and this car. Not to mention the Fairmont and the Escalade is the daily. So I'm not really stressing the Escalade that much. But it's something to think about. I think if I set a budget at max $4,000 for everything, obviously you'll have to find the stuff used, source everything used. Not going to lean on sponsors, not going to ask for anything, but look, I'll pay attention to the parts farm, I'll pay attention to Facebook Marketplace, and I'll be probably looking for a Corvajet intake, a twin 65mm throttle body, a PMAS cold air, which I'll buy new from Nick. I'm not looking to get anything for free, for a CJ, and then source some 373s and just slap it. I don't want to say slap it all on at once. I guess I can give you incremental progress, but honestly, the goal is to get it into the 10s NA, and that's going to require, you know, a decent amount of stuff. I think I could probably get this specific combo to run 1130s, maybe 1140s, weight reduction, dumb shit, gear ratio, but with the Corvajet cams, higher revs, 373s, maybe a looser stall eventually, I think I can get this car well into the 10s NA and know that nothing's going to break, know that you can shift it at 8100, 8200, and the car is going to be okay. And I can go out there racing cars that are more in its wheelhouse. I'm talking about Hellcats, SRTs, you know, Scat Packs, other Mustangs, boosted pump gas Mustangs. I think that'll be different, and I think it won't really break the bank, and it'll be as reliable as an NA motor can be, because I'm not really afraid to rev this motor high. When I'm in there with the cams, of course, you will upgrade the old pump gears, you will upgrade the whole valve train. I would get a complete, you know, kit to make sure everything is brand new underneath the hood. But I was thinking about that. I'm like, is that the next logical step for Donnie? Because if not, then I gotta sell it, right? Because it's just sitting there and I'm not getting content. Every single vehicle I have, I want to yank content out of it. So it's in between gears. So if it's not making me money, it should go. So the Fairmont's not making me money, Fairmont's not going anywhere. The Corvette is gonna make me money. GT500's gonna go to the track in the winter time. We're still hot down here, and the track I want to go to is 5 hours away, so I got to get my ass up there sooner than later, because I believe that car's ready. But I wanted to go for a drive, give you guys a quick video, because you missed these driving in the car videos, to see what the next logical step for Donnie would be, and whether NA would be something worth looking out for. Now that I have people in my camp that are mechanically wanting to help, like there are people that are like, hey, if you need help wrenching on anything, let me know. And I'm like, oh, it's interesting, help. You know, not to say that Jake doesn't help. Jake's too busy. Jake's literally running a business, a family, the whole 9 yards. But Donnie offered to help and stuff, and Donnie working on Donnie would be kind of funny. So that's the next thought process. Should I put Corvajet cams, 373s, a looser stall, a twin 65 Romano, PMAS, and shoot for 10s, NA, and Donnie? Go for a drive, and I'll see if I can figure it out. Thanks for listening, guys.